Wow, what a weekend. What a week. What a week. What a weekend.
Yeah. Busy
And
week.
Shaq, I don't know what you think about what's going on in terms of the game, right? Guys, first of all, welcome back to our channel, Global Premier Football Show. And we're going to dig deep into what has been going on, some shocking results, some unexpected results. Hello, Man United. Thanks to Bournemouth, you guys fell at Old Trafford. And this tells us how rubbish Chelsea is as a football club at the moment. Because if Man United could lose to Bournemouth at Old Trafford and Chelsea lost to Man United, means that Chelsea...
Did Chelsea lost at home?
No, we didn't lose at... Chelsea didn't lose at home.
I wouldn't go that far to do that comparison. Yeah, I mean, I understand Chelsea has problems. But you have to take every game individually.
Yes, if you take it individually, it tells you how poor the team is. Man United beat Everton. You and I were talking about it, right? Yeah. And what happened? Chelsea lost to Everton. Even without scoring one single goal.
But did Everton lose that game at home?
But Everton lost to Man United.
Yeah, but was it at home?
It doesn't matter where it was. Yes, they lost at home to Man United.
Yes, at home, yeah.
They lost at home to Man United. So, the thing is this. Everyone is talking about how bad Chelsea is. No, sorry, how bad Man United is. And all the tumult and all the stuff going on in Man United, whether it's with the coach or, there was a video saying that Ten Hag is finished.
Yes.
Right. But I don't think it's not Ten Hag's problem. This is the players' problem. You and I saw the way Man United played in which game was that? Against
the Newcastle game.
Against Newcastle.
2-0 or
they were
1-0?
walking in that game.
Yes, yeah.
They were
Anthony
not giving anything. They came against Chelsea with some changes in the lineup. They came alive. But I think going to Manchester, playing Bournemouth, maybe they took Bournemouth for granted.
Bournemouth were really good.
And they were just destroyed.
They played attacking football.
They really destroyed Man United.
Yes, they did.
The stadium was empty before the game was finished.
They were 3-0 in 70 minutes.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that the fourth goal was disallowed.
It was unbelievable. So, but let's go back. Let's take this.
Let's take one thing at a time.
Let's take it one game at a time, right?
Well, first question.
Yeah.
Manchester United. Let's get over it. Do you think it's a finished club? You think it's not?
I think it's a finished club because of the players they have.
Yeah.
The players there that.
But Ten Hag is fine.
I think Ten Hag is fine.
He should stay.
Ten Hag should stay. He has not signed players that will work for him. He brought in Onana. Yes, he brought in Amrabat. And...
Anthony too.
Anthony, yes.
70 million.
Yes.
Or maybe more.
But that doesn't... he did not buy Sancho. Sancho has not...
He didn't buy Casemiro? He did.
I think he brought in Casemiro. I think that was a mistake to bring in Casemiro.
Right.
You don't have to bring
That's
players.
when he just joined.
I think so. I think you have to bring players that are hungry to win something. Varane came to Man United. I don't think he was that...
no, it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at...
But he did bring Martinez.
Yes, he brought in Martinez.
Yes.
I think Martinez is still injured.
So he brought 6-7 players.
No, who are the 6 players he brought? Onana, Anthony, Casemiro, Martinez, and that's it. I don't know who else he brought in.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, he brought Rasmus Højlund.
Yes.
Yeah, the Danish.
And he haven't scored a goal.
So that's not even producing. Reason why? So I was listening to Rio Ferdinand after that game. He in his podcast, he said, the wingers are not providing the service they need for the striker to work.
I don't think there's any wing game going on. Anthony does not come in from the wing anymore.
They just want to dribble. They just want to cut in. You have a center forward there who you have to supply the passes to, put in the crossing. That's what made Man United strong in those days. You have
But
David
maybe
Beckham
because
on the right,
there's...
you have Giggs on the left.
Yeah, but maybe there's no number 9 in the middle.
No, but Rasmus Højlund is there. So when he's there, they don't cross the ball for him.
True, yeah.
This has been a problem with Man United over a period of time, even before Rasmus came in, because let's say you play Rashford in the middle. They don't put cross. You play Martial in the middle. They don't cross the ball.
So you think Erik Ten Hag has a good strategy to play every game? It's just the players do not.
I don't think the players follow his instructions.
Nothing.
I don't think they play for him, because if they play for him, they would be the way they would deliver the game will be different. Now, the way they played against Chelsea was just to save themselves from the embarrassment that they gave
with Newcastle
the game before against Newcastle.
Yes.
So you saved yourself the embarrassment. Beat Chelsea that is fumbling, not Chelsea in good form.
But they didn't batter Chelsea, to be honest.
Yes, but I mean,
Chelsea was lost.
Chelsea
yeah.
was disastrous.
Chelsea was disastrous. And again, lacking discipline is the number one
Everything
thing.
was wrong in that game for Chelsea.
Yeah, but we'll come to Chelsea.
But that tells you how bad Man United also is performing.
Right,
Because yes, you beat the team that is not disciplined, that is not working hard, that is not putting in that effort, right?
Yeah.
And then you go again to Bournemouth, who do want to save themselves this season. Their aim, Bournemouth's aim, is to keep their Premier League status. So they are not playing for top 4.
This is the they just came in.
They've been back and forth.
No, but who came in? Sheffield, Burnley, and Luton.
Yes.
They're the both bottom right now.
So, but again, the aim, the objective of Bournemouth is to keep their Premier League status, right?
Yeah.
But again, the way Man United played that game tells you that these players have overstayed their time in Man United.
But can you explain why are they still like only... They're 27. They can come back in top 4 at any moment.
That is if you win your game.
Yeah, but
this game.
Do you remember? I always think of the last season. How did they end up in top 4?
They did, but this season is different.
Yeah, but like,
what's going on
if they win 2 more games and let's say Aston Villa loses and
you think Aston Villa is going to lose the game the way they are playing, and they are playing.
But it happened last season. Manchester United was as poor as this season.
Man United last season. It's not the same Man United of this season.
Do you think they were different?
Didn't they have Ronaldo last season?
What?
Didn't they have Ronaldo last season?
He didn't play much. Well, he started. He left by winter.
But
he stayed 3 months. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He helped. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he scored a couple of goals, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He scored hat-trick, I think.
Who is scoring for Man United now? Week in, week out.
Sometimes Garnacho.
Do you think Garnacho as a winger will provide 20 goals for Man United?
No.
If your center forwards are not scoring goals,
The wingers are not real wingers.
They
want to go in the box and do the magic and whatnot.
That's the problem. I sometimes, I myself believe that players have to play with coach's instruction. And if you see the teams that are performing well, they are the teams that they play to their coach's instruction.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you want in Arsenal and expect Arteta to be happy with you. You can do whatever you want
That
to
is
do
true, though. No.
with Liverpool and expect Jurgen Klopp to be happy with you. Not even talk of Manchester City, even though they are 3rd or 4th on the table now. You can go in there and do whatever you want. You must play the way these coaches have visioned and visualized the game and want their team to play.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the difference with this top 4 team, even bringing Tottenham into the picture. The Tottenham team, besides the injuries that they have gone through, are playing the way their coach wants them to play. If he says play high line, they're all playing high line. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. That
Manchester United
following
but Manchester United, I don't think they didn't have... No player is doing it. Like,
no.
Sometimes if the players are not following, what does a coach, manager just comes in and like, hey, get out, I'll bring someone else. Whoever he brings someone else, they also don't do the thing that he's asking for.
Against the coach, that's what I think in Man United.
Yes,
from
that's
the league
yeah.
because there are more United
Which means
players.
I think that it is time. Do you
It's
not?
time for who?
Because if all the players are against him, it's just a bad place to be in.
You know, then again, it goes back to the same old habit of player power to the coach, right?
Yeah, but
But
it's like I think what I am saying is that player power happens everywhere.
it does, but that should happen if the players are performing. Then player power, okay, then you can think of. But can you tell me one outstanding player for Man United at this point? The player that Ten Hag brought in cannot be part of that clique.
No, I agree with that. No,
So
no.
I've heard rumors where they said, oh, Sancho doesn't want to apologize, and they think that his treatment of Sancho is overdue, that he should forgive him and bring him in, and the coach is taking his stand on the discipline he wants in the team. So with that, do you think those players, if they do perform, okay, but if they're not performing, it's to the detriment of the club. Fire the coach. You fire the coach. How many coaches have come and gone with the same crop of players?
Yeah, it's been for 10 years. Yeah.
So it's a cycle that will continue until they leave, or the club decides to get rid of them.
But it's not easy to switch all the players too.
They have money. They can do it.
Can they?
Of course, you know how many Man United has spent too much money since Sir Alex Ferguson left, trying to bring in players, let players go.
Right.
So, if you believe in this coach, then get rid of all these players that are not doing what the coach
Has
wants.
any club done that? Get rid of all the players? I don't think. I mean, half a
Not
team
all of
is I
them,
can
but
understand.
Again, you have to keep those
Main
who are
players.
willing to run themselves
Yes,
down.
yeah.
Martial is not a Man United player anymore.
I think he should leave.
You can believe that they still have what's this player? Jones, something Jones.
John Stones?
No.
Jonathan Stones?
No.
For Manchester?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find his name here. Phil Jones.
Yes.
Phil Jones is still a Man United player.
Have Manchester United loan players this season? I think he's played a few games
Which game has he played?
this year, no?
Uh,
Has he played under Eric Ten Hag?
No. No. Phil Jones is still a Manchester United player. He's been there since 2011. So, what is he still doing there? I mean, these are senior players in the team.
I was having a discussion with my friend. So they have a youth player, the academy player they developed, Zidane Iqbal.
Yeah.
And there are videos online you can see. He's a good. I mean, I'm not saying that he's a brilliant midfielder, but he manages the game. He can protect the ball. He can make space and whatnot. But he never gave him a chance. In one game, he was making him ready, and they never brought him on the field. I think Eric Ten Hag at least should be questioned on. Well, he brought those players, and it's not working.
But I think Casemiro was not a player that should go to Man United. Varane as well.
No.
These guys, they have played, and they're not even playing for their national team anymore. Varane has retired from the national team.
Varane shouldn't be playing.
He's won everything. So Man United.
He was complaining about this stoppage time thing.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, it's gonna be tough on my knees and this and that."
I mean, go to Saudi, go make some extra money there.
To go
or
somewhere,
to the United
it's
States
easy,
and just, this is off season. You can just chill, Christmas and all of that. No pressure.
I mean, if you want to keep making money and play, like, not tough, just go somewhere else.
If you go to Manchester United, you go to Manchester United because you want to play, you want to win something.
English Premier League is the toughest league.
It is.
So you have to come prepared if you want.
I mean, even if you're not in Manchester, you go to a smaller club.
Yeah.
Where you don't have the pressure of performing week in and week out.
Yeah.
Because in Manchester United, definitely you will have that pressure to perform week in and week out. And if you cannot because of injuries and all of this stuff, then you are not worthy to be a Man United player.
Yeah.
I cannot remember how long that Ryan Giggs stayed out without playing for Man United. Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Gary Neville. How long did they stay without playing for Man United because they were going from one injury to the other?
Not much,
they were consistent.
Because they were a top club. They were just... They
wanted to be there.
Yeah, a lot of top players wanted to come to... Okay, last question before we move on. Do you think Manchester United will end up top 4?
Not even a chance with what they are doing right now. They'll be smoked by Liverpool. But again, this is a national classic. So it might still be a different game because they might decide to wake up against Liverpool.
Yeah, you never know.
Because of that history between.
Because last year was 7-0 and all the humiliation and everything.
Me. They will be dreading to play Liverpool now because Liverpool is.
Did Manchester United lost both games?
I think they lost one.
I think one was tied and the other one was 7-0.
Yeah, but again, I don't think they will end up top 4, honestly speaking, because Liverpool have that first place that they are on right now. They will want to be there for as long as possible.
Yes.
Because there's no outstanding games right now.
And the biggest difference between Liverpool and Arsenal is Liverpool has done it before. They won the league.
Yeah, they've done it before. Arsenal has not touched it in 20
Arteta
years.
has not won the league, so he's still very young and he doesn't know.
I mean, it's been a long time that Arsenal touched the league. But again, if Liverpool play Man United, they want to stay there. Liverpool does not have the pressure of playing in Champions League like Man United and Arsenal. Liverpool play their second team in Europa League.
Yeah, we will find out this too if Manchester United is out of Champions League.
They're out.
They're
playing Bayern Munich. They're out.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's move on. Who's next? What are we discussing?
What are you asking me? What are we discussing?
No, which team?
Whatever team get on with it. You're asking me, we're on air. You're asking me which team.
Arsenal and Aston Villa? Yeah, sure.
Arsenal, Aston Villa. Let me tell you a story here.
Yeah.
I saw this online. So, Aston Villa has won European Cup before.
Right.
So, guess what they did? The day they played Arsenal, yesterday, right? They displayed the trophy where Arsenal players could see the trophy.
They did that? I didn't see that.
As they're walking out of the onto the field.
So they played the mental trick.
Game. Okay. Arsenal has never won any European trophy as long as I can remember. The closest they came was a UEFA Cup, Europa League, then known as UEFA Cup, against Galatasaray, I think in 2001. And they lost that, and then the Champions League they lost as well to Barcelona
in the final, right?
In the final,
2006.
Yeah, in that time frame.
Right. But West Ham also won European title.
Yeah, they've won the Conference League
last year,
time, right? So, but again, that was a mental strategy they used against Arsenal. They went on the field and they still beat Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Unai Emery has gotten over Arsenal with.
This,
are they title challengers? Do you think Aston Villa is a title challenger?
I don't think so because going all the way, still there's so many games. It's all 16.
Half. Yeah, 16. More than half left.
I think it's going to be really tough for Aston Villa because they don't have the kind of players who can play in and out, even though without any Champions League. It's just that they don't have world-class players right now.
No, but the work ethic in Aston Villa is second to none.
But to do it every week, it's a little bit different.
It is. It's not really, because once you've got the momentum.
How many games have they won? 11.
They've won 11 games.
More than City.
They've won 11 games. So, and they've beaten City and they've beaten Arsenal. Tell me which other team, and they've beaten Chelsea as well. Tell me which other team here, going down the table from Tottenham Hotspur to Sheffield United, has a mental advantage.
But we had the same discussion about West Ham at the start of the season.
Forget about
that. That they're going to win the title.
West Ham has.
Where are they right now?
They are still 9th.
I mean, again.
They are still 9th, but.
If Aston Villa had 10-point lead right now, I can say it, yes, they can win the league.
Let's look at the experience of their coaches, right? Unai Emery is a serial winner. He's won trophies.
He has won
trophies, not in England. But generally, he's won Europa League. He's won trophies.
Postecoglou.
Postecoglou has won with Celtic in Scotland, right? But when it's not even between Postecoglou and Unai Emery, we're looking at. I just wanted to compare with West Ham that we talked about. The quality of players in West Ham are not the same with the quality of players in Aston Villa and the managing style in Aston Villa. Yes, David Moyes, in between time, performs wonders, but being trashed by Fulham, 5-0.
I didn't see the game.
I mean, you don't need to see the game, but it doesn't change the score.
True. I'm just saying maybe it was an injury or something, or
Mikel Antonio is injured, yes, right. But again, losing 5-0 to Fulham, you would expect Fulham to lose to West Ham by the reason of history or maybe, the club itself, the weight of the club. But
coming back to Aston Villa question, the first reason is that if there were 10 points, remember Arsenal were 9 points ahead last season and they couldn't win it. 9 points is a big lead. I'm saying if Aston Villa had 10-point lead right now, yes, I can say it safely. They can. And the second thing is
title contenders doesn't mean that they'll win the league. I didn't ask if they will win the league. I asked, are they title contenders?
Which means being first or second.
Are they in the race to win the league?
Yes.
I think they are.
Yes.
Because of the company they have around them. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City. And then Spurs.
But my second point was they don't dominate the game. They play a very risky style of football.
No, they don't.
Which they're playing like Greece when they won the Euros.
No.
They score one goal.
They are good on counter-attacks. They can hit you on the counter.
But the second half they didn't do much.
But remember, they played Arsenal and they played Manchester City. Check against Manchester City. Do you know how many chances they had?
Well, actually, they had 22 shots on target. Yeah.
Well, then against Manchester City.
I didn't watch the game.
Against Manchester City.
What happened to City in that game?
I do not know whatever that happened.
But it was 1-0, right? I know the goal was a deflection.
It was a right foot shot from a left-footed player.
Yes. And a deflection and then a goal. But at the end of the day, it's a goal. But no, they were bombarding them with shots.
The thing is this. When you have the momentum, your mental state of mind is top that you think that you can step over the so-called big teams and win games. Aston Villa has an European title, which they played against Arsenal. So historically, they have that edge over Arsenal. Not in winning Premier League, absolutely. But right now, with the way they played, the mental strength they have mental edge against Arsenal.
Unai Emery won the European League, the European title?
Oh, he has won it with Sevilla.
No, with Aston Villa, no.
No.
Okay.
That was a long time ago. Long time ago.
Okay.
So, I mean, everything. Football is like politics where people they remind you of your
They
failures.
take everything for advantage.
Everything. You
on the field, off the field, even in the interviews, the press conferences, they will say things to, take advantage.
So, I think Aston Villa are in the race for the title because they beat Arsenal and they beat Manchester City.
Okay.
And they are not in Europe.
Okay, second question. Is Arsenal title contender?
I don't think Arsenal will win the league.
No, title contender.
Title contenders, they are in the race for it. They're still around. But they have a tough game coming up next, which is against Brighton. Brighton needs to get themselves together again. And that could be a very tough game for Arsenal because of the competition they're playing.
I think a lot of teams will... This winter transfer is going to be really, really hot for number 9s.
I don't think so.
Because Arsenal need number 9, Chelsea need number 9.
Chelsea will not be able to get any number 9 this week.
Manchester United need number 9.
Manchester United bought a number 9, just that they are not using the number 9. They have
Newcastle needs it. No. Newcastle does not need number 9.
Newcastle does not. Newcastle need depth in their midfield.
Maybe Liverpool need number 9 because Nunez is nothing.
Is a waste pipe. That's what we call players like him. He's a wasteland.
They're still on top without Nunez performing. Imagine if he was performing.
Imagine.
They could have like 10, 15 points lead.
And besides, they've scored more goals. Besides City, City has scored more goals than them just by extra 3. And they have more goals advantage than City. So, even at that, Nunez not scoring goals, they have 36 goals plus 21, which is the best goal ratio so far compared to City. You know.
Was the league like this when Leicester won? Was it this tight?
No, it was only between Leicester and Tottenham.
Okay.
It was between
so this after a very long time, I think it's this tight.
This is a very, very tight season. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal will win the league.
It's tough. It's extremely tough.
They will need to, because they have been grinding results. Do you remember the game against Luton Town?
Yeah.
In the last minute, that was when they scored.
Yeah.
Against Luton Town. Man City still struggling against Luton this weekend.
Yeah, they struggled.
And
no, Arsenal had a tough game last season too against Aston Villa.
Yeah. So,
Aston. But yeah, Arsenal struggles. They're not the.
You have to be more kind of consistent. I mean, this season is going to be tough.
Yes, I know Arsenal has a lot of problems with number 9. They're not finished. They get chances, they don't finish.
But they still score the goals. The problem is not them not scoring goals. I think the problem is them keeping clean sheets too.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Yeah,
their keeper is horrible.
Yeah,
we're not talking about the
Raya
is not what
the 2 goals that he conceded was like just when against Luton.
Yeah, very, very funny goals.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's difficult to be a goalkeeper, a professional goalkeeper. You know, to be able to do all that is required of you, and even if you make mistakes, to still keep your mental strength. You know, mentally focus in the game and all of that. Because the time they spend time alone by themselves, you know, they think about those errors, and before you know it, there comes another ball again, and all of that stuff. So that I understand, but these days there's no one keeping clean sheets.
Yeah.
There's no one keeping
I think the most clean sheets again goes to Onana.
Yeah.
That's what he claims.
Liverpool is not keeping clean sheets. They've kept clean sheet. Yeah.
No, Liverpool concedes a lot.
They concede goals.
Liverpool actually concedes first all the time, and then they go win. Man City is struggling to keep clean
Man City have not. It's been difficult for them to keep clean sheet. Look, all the draws: 4-4 Chelsea, 1-1 Liverpool, 3-1 Tottenham, 3-3 rather, lost to Villa, and 1-2 Luton. You would think that they would destroy Luton Town.
Yeah, and Haaland is not scoring for the last 3 games.
That's the part of the show. That's part of the show.
I think we're just witnessing the most competitive league season in a very long time.
Season. A very competitive season.
This reminds me of my friend when I was traveling. He said like Arsenal should have won last year because it was easy, and they bottled it. Then he said next year every team is going to come up really strong.
Who expected Aston Villa to be 3rd place on the league table?
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Tottenham is so strong this year.
They are strong. I think once they get all their players back again,
they're going to be really strong.
Tearing people apart. Remember, they are not in Europe by any means.
No, the top 8 is very tight. Very tight.
Chelsea cannot even get into top 8.
Okay, that brings to, let's discuss Chelsea.
Oh my word, Chelsea is...
I think it's fair to say that the season, they cannot finish top 4.
I still want to keep hopes alive, but it's very, very bleak.
Yeah, because it's almost coming to...
because we have not even reached...
Coming to 20-point difference.
Points. Yeah, look, yeah. The gap is widening every single week. You think you're going to close the gap by the reason of maybe playing Everton and maybe playing this and maybe playing these small teams, but look at that. look at Chelsea 4-4, and you think they're gonna come back. We know after that top performance against City, and then boom,
Yeah.
Newcastle humbled Chelsea, and after that, boom again, struggled to beat Brighton.
Brighton did not do any.
It was a struggle to beat
Yeah,
Brighton.
did struggle. Yeah.
And after that, you think, okay, we managed to beat Brighton. Let's go again. Boom, Man United came, take it, another sucker punch. And after that, to lose to Everton, a team that was doctored 10 points.
What, they just beat?
10 points.
They just beat. Who did they beat before Chelsea? Manchester United, right?
Everton. Yep.
Yeah. So they were like really.
They beat Newcastle.
Newcastle. So
Yeah.
they were really confident.
They're like 3 games on the bounce. 3 games on the bounce. And I mean, it is. I think Chelsea should fire their director of football because he does not understand that Chelsea is a club that is meant to compete with the top teams and to win trophies. Because all the players that he signed are not performing. And it's not the coach that requested those players. They were just signing players off the bat, you know. And then when you do that...
Which you mean does not do good scouting? Or does not do scouting at all?
First of all, you bring in an entire squad from different clubs.
That's a big problem, yes.
How do you expect? Porter struggled with it. And sometimes I feel for Graham Porter because that was what made him fail in Chelsea.
Yes.
Because he had almost 40 players. How will he perform?
No.
How will he perform?
It was as if, like, you know how like you start a new company and then you bring in everything new. It was like that. He's like, bring everything here, bring from here, and then let's start a project.
I mean,
it was bound to be failed.
I'm sure that someday Graham Porter will talk about this.
Yes.
Because
open up and tell the entire story.
I hope someday he opens up because as a coach myself, sometimes I look at these coaches, you know, this could be me. It's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
When you treated the way you treated, when, you know, he was doing very well at Brighton, right? And then he came to Chelsea, you know. Chelsea signed the director of football from Brighton to come to Chelsea.
He's still here, right?
And then he came in and was buying all these players. I was talking to my friend and I said to him, honestly, if all these players that we bought were for the academy, you know, that could be okay because they'll all be developed.
Yeah.
But you bring them into the first team and you expect them to perform right away. And again, the teams that are ahead of them right now are all getting results. Their coaches know what exactly they're doing. They know their lineup. Pochettino does not know his lineup. Graham Potter didn't know his lineup. Frank Lampard came in for a bit. He doesn't know his lineup. The coaches, the interim coaches that worked in those times before the hiring of Pochettino, they didn't know their lineup. So you have all this like 40 players. And like, even all the players we sold, maybe we shouldn't have sold all of them because bringing all these new players does not mean that they were better than the ones we had. There's no single player we have right now that can tell me that we're better than the ones we had before.
True.
There's none of them. None of them.
I was going to say this. I think because the owner is Todd Bowley and he is coming from US, and I think he still thinks the same way as how, you know how in North American sports how transfer works, they're very, very expensive.
Yes.
And usually players just keep rotating. Even in basketball, like they play 2 years here and then they'll go play. There's nothing, they don't check for like team chemistry or
nothing. It's all individualistic.
It's very individualistic, and it's just like usually they just buy, have a good season, make money, and sell.
And
this is the same thing happening with Chelsea right now.
I think again,
and you have to think differently when it comes to football because it's a very, very team collective. You know, Everton, they don't have money.
No,
but they're beating teams. They're playing like champions.
The efforts that they put in their games is second to none, and that's why I think that they will not ever be relegated. I don't
No,
think so.
the way they're going, if they keep going there now,
Yeah.
they might end up like
They're
top.
playing Burnley next. So they want to get all the points and, make sure that the
If
bottom
they
three
ride
play
this
bottom three.
momentum, which I think they have found it, they definitely go not finishing
Oh, of course. They're
on the
already
bottom
there.
three.
If they win their next games and the people on top of them, they'll just like climb over Nottingham Forest in a very,
Yeah.
and look at their game,
Everton
their goal difference.
has to get 6 more points to come to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their goal difference too is just 0, which means they've scored 20, conceded 20, which is better off than Nottingham Forest, better off than Crystal Palace, better off than Bournemouth, better off than Wolverhampton Wanderers in terms of goal differences.
Better than Manchester United. They're negative.
But again, coming to Chelsea's issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Chelsea is not just Todd Bowley, but also the people around him advising.
Yeah, but it comes from the top.
It comes from the top.
Yeah.
So the sporting director of Chelsea, who came from Brighton, I think he signed those players thinking that, the same thing that was working for me in Brighton would work in Chelsea. Because Brighton was getting players, developing them and selling them to big clubs, right? So he thinks, okay, I'm going to sign all these players and then we can develop them. And then maybe we can sell them to big clubs, or they can still perform for Chelsea. But I don't think that will ever happen in Chelsea. And I'm going to give these current players 3 years. 3 years, if they don't win any trophy, most of them are signed to 8-year contracts and 9-year contracts. So by the time they are, in 3 years' time, they'll start looking elsewhere. They want to go to a bigger club.
I was actually thinking maybe Raheem Sterling might have been regretting his decision coming to Chelsea because he wanted to get more playtime. He left City.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting playtime in Chelsea. Unfortunately, it's just that he is not playing with players at his own level of experience.
But my question was going to be, do you think players might want to leave in 2 years?
Yeah, they'll want to leave.
But like, hey, nothing is happening here, just
they'll
leave.
want to leave. Because the same thing that happened to Man United, although they did not sign them in this long-term contract.
Yeah.
But they brought in players here and there. The players just like, nothing is happening here. We're not winning anything. No, they've not won any Premier League since Alex Ferguson retired. Right?
Yeah.
And that's almost 10 years now.
Yeah, more than 10 years, yeah.
So, and this is Manchester United. Now, Chelsea, when was the last time Chelsea won Premier League? Was that not with Antonio Conte? It's a quiet.
16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 16 or 17? I can't remember.
16, 17, yeah.
So,
or 15, 16, I don't remember.
It has really, really gone, time just like vanishes. And then City get him winning. Liverpool picked on one during COVID, right? And now maybe they might nick in another one if they continue the way they are playing. So Chelsea is in a situation that is very regrettable.
I don't think they need to sack their manager.
No.
I don't think they need.
No.
I don't think they need to.
Should be left alone.
And I don't think they need to get rid of players too.
Decisions have to be made by Pochettino on who.
But they have. I think they have to manage to come up with a way to play with these players.
Yes.
Because they spend money on it.
The thing is this: there are two ways for which I think about it. It's the sporting director. Any player that is being signed should contact the manager. He should work hand in hand with the manager, in this case Pochettino, to know what exactly does the manager want. Who exactly does he want to bring in what position he wants to bring in this player.
So that's his own decision.
Instead of just them going out and signing players, because all the players they signed wasn't signed by the manager.
Right.
The manager, these players were already there before Pochettino came in. And I think that was what led also to the downfall of Graham Potter, because they were just bringing in players. He already had players, And they were just bringing in players and bringing in players.
Yeah.
But again, sacking Pochettino is not the thing, because if you sack him, they hired Graham Potter and they gave him 5 years deal. Said, we want you to build this project and then see where it will go to. Was he able to build any project? No. He did not even last for a season.
No, I think he was brutal with him.
Yeah.
Even though we discussed that he didn't have that personality to be aggressive, but I think it was unfair
Yeah.
It has been unfair from the start.
Yeah. Now that I think about
Tuchel?
it,
Yeah.
of course he wanted to tell Tuchel what to do, right? Tuchel said, "No, you cannot tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You have no clue of what football is. You've never owned any club in Europe. You've never been involved with European football.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you cannot tell me what to do." Even when he suggested a formation for him, I'm like, what the heck?
I think it was also other clubs were firing their managers. It happens to this year. It's not been the case.
Yeah, it's not been the only one.
Everyone is being quiet, and
only one manager has lost his job. That's Sheffield United.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like big top 10 clubs. Nothing has been.
No, nothing has changed.
So it's not going to happen.
Because I think most of the clubs have stability already. Look at them; they're on the table. Let's look at Liverpool. Liverpool has stability. Arsenal has stability now. Villa has found stability with Unai Emery.
Tottenham has found
stability with Ange Postecoglou. Man United is still struggling, but I think they want to be stable. That's why they're not thinking of firing the manager. Because the moment you fire the manager, you're back to square one.
Yeah.
You're back to square one. No matter what this
the chance of losing 5 next games is very high.
Even if you win the next game, but that's not a guarantee that you're going to finish the season, because the next manager coming in, all the plan for the full season is dumped. It's new strategy, new approach, right?
Yes.
And again, reintegrating players that have been maybe sidelined before and all of that, right? So you're starting again, and before you know it, the season finishes.
Yeah.
And when the season finishes, there's no guarantee that Man United will be 6th on the table like they are right now.
Yeah.
Now, Newcastle has found stability, even though, form-wise, they have lost games here and there. But from last season till now, they found stability. The only thing they need is to add depth. Because if they're going to be a Champions League playing team, they need to have depth.
The pressure is going to keep mounting. If they go to round of 16, it's going to be even more stressful.
So, and again, even if they don't make it to the next round of 16, they're going into Europa League because there's nowhere they're in. Because again, they'll still be in Europe. Brighton in Europe has found stability in their new manager. The coach has found stability, West Ham has stability
they have,
because of their coach who's been there for a while, right? Fulham has found stability.
Yes.
Brentford is stable.
Yeah. Frank is not going anywhere.
Frank is not going anywhere. From Chelsea down, Wolverhampton Wanderers seem to have found stability because they get results here and there. If you look at their form, it's just 2 losses, 2 wins, and 1 draw. So, again, Bournemouth has found stability. Look at their form. 4 wins and a draw.
Yeah,
that's stability, and I think their new coach is doing well. So if you look at all these teams, almost everyone's found stability. That's why they're not changing managers here and there.
I think last year a lot of clubs were trying new managers.
Oh my goodness! By this time, how many managers have lost their job?
Last season was the most sacked managers season.
So sacking managers is not the problem. Or it should not be an issue.
So, do you think Chelsea will start to get better in transfer window?
This is what Chelsea need to do. Chelsea need to loan out a lot of these players they signed,
so that they can keep playing.
Yep.
Like everywhere in Europe.
They are not Chelsea product. They are not Chelsea material. These are players that cannot.
We're going to talk about like how many players were sold to Saudi League.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it, right? All the older players, because we are thinking.
It's not even about Koulibaly. He's not old.
They say They said
he played one season.
Koulibaly cannot run because in Premier League he's old. Some people said he's old.
I think he
and
was
he
fine.
cannot run.
I think he was
the Premier
fine.
League is fast paced. Okay, fine. Here we are. We're still with Thiago Silva. Okay, today we said, okay, bench Thiago Silva. Okay, Badiashile and Disasi.
Did nothing. I
My
think they
problem-
made more bigger mistakes today. We saw the second goal, right?
Reece James, as the captain, will never give Chelsea, full, complete season football.
No, I don't think that. No, that's not
He's
happening.
getting injured here and there,
Yeah,
in and out, and that affects a team.
True, it does. It does.
Affects
It
the
does.
performance of the team. So I think he should, first of all, I was thinking maybe Reece James should consider changing position.
But like
Maybe
where?
changing
In the middle?
playing to the middle, because
Has he ever played it?
He has ever done. He's done it before when he was on loan.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was Reading, I think that was Reading. Back then, he played in the middle, and he
Right.
was actually Championship Player of the season that year. Because he does not have the physical capabilities to give every week in, week out
Mm-hmm.
as a right back, and that's an attacking right back.
Right.
Because he likes to go forward. He's good, but he does not have that consistency.
True. Yeah.
And once you don't have that consistency as a coach, you rely, this guy is my right back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you plan around your system of play
Yes.
on
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
player,
Yeah.
and he's injured every now and then. It
So you
messes
cannot
up a lot of
keep
things.
playing the same type
Yes,
or
it
plan.
messes up a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that is one. The assistant captain as well, Ben Chilwell, is out. Who knows when he's gonna come?
Well, yeah,
He's
he
injured.
was doing good.
He's injured. He's been out for a while. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I also think Chelsea is a kind of a club where it's a very posh club. Like players come in, it's a very high life,
yeah,
even higher than Man City, I think.
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
Manchester City, like the city Manchester,
Yeah.
is not London, right?
Yeah, it's not
London
London.
lifestyle is different. So a lot of players, they
Yeah.
have that,
Yeah,
very
we go,
hi-fi.
Yeah, high profile
Yeah,
lifestyle.
lifestyle,
And all of that.
yeah.
But again, I think one of the problems Chelsea have done is that all of these players we signed, we did not sign any striker, right? Which for me, I think we should have signed a striker from the Premier League. I think that would have helped
Yeah.
Chelsea. Imagine if Chelsea signed Oli Watkins, with the type of player he is,
Mm-hmm.
and feed him, he will score goals. But
They didn't buy anyone from Premier
did-
League,
they did not
which
buy-
I think is a big mistake.
I think that include only Palmer from Manchester City,
Raheem Sterling.
Raheem
That's-
Sterling
yeah.
from I mean, but Sterling has been there for a while now.
No, I'm talking about established players who've
Yeah.
played many
Yeah,
seasons.
no, that's one thing we should have done, and I think
Yeah.
if you look at City does that.
Even Arsenal bought
does
from
that.
Premier League.
Liverpool don't do that a lot, but they did because they brought McAllister from Brighton.
Yeah. They bought Enzo, right? Enzo.
Enzo Fernandez is
No,
from
no,
Portugal.
the Japanese guy.
Endo. He's
Endo.
from Germany.
Oh, he got.
Yeah, he came from Germany, I think.
So they have a mix, but I think
Yeah.
Chelsea exclusively did not buy
They were just
anyone.
buying players who have no clue of what the Premier League
Yeah,
is like,
yeah.
and that's a problem, right?
Which is a
But
problem
anyway.
because Liverpool bought Nunez and he's not working. But no, that's not. You cannot say that. They bought Doku and he's playing like he always plays. It's just also depend on the scouting.
Yeah,
But I think having players that can give results and are from Premier League is a good option.
Buying
Better
from
option.
Premier League is a very good option.
Yeah.
Because those players in Premier League, they're like, oh, this is Chelsea. I think if I go there, I may stand a chance to win something or to play Champions League and even represent England. If they're English players or
Yeah.
their national team, wherever. But we did not. And that's why we're struggling here. Because if we had a Premier League striker, and Jackson is not, he will be second. He will be playing ahead of Jackson. He will be playing ahead of Broja.
Jackson now.
Jackson is not even an outright striker.
Jackson is costing Chelsea a lot, to be honest.
Well, he's gonna go to the African Cup of Nations next month.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Who else? Broja.
Roger, yeah. I mean, anyway, Chelsea. I'm dumbfounded.
Do you remember how Chelsea conceded the first goal? It was Jackson who mispassed, and was it again Manchester, right? Yeah. The first goal, he he passed the ball, but he was stupid.
I mean,
that's the thing. You're playing in Premier League. No, you cannot do
no
that.
matter where you play, you must be very sure of what you want to do.
Yeah, no.
You must be very sure. I don't know. I'm waiting to see, how the season will go. It's almost half of the season. By the end of December, a lot of things will change. There's a lot of games. But yeah. Well,
To finish, let's briefly talk about Tottenham and so they won today. I'm very critical of Big Ange. I think he's still very young in Premier League, and he still has to, learn a lot of things. He learned how he was saying, like, we play they play their style. I think their pitch changed.
yeah,
They're adapting. It's not they're playing high line the same way they've been playing. I don't know what happened, how it is going over Newcastle. It's just we talked about this before.
Yeah,
This was
Newcastle
dealing with the
Champions
League.
is eating
Because
them up. They had a very, very important game.
So
this
they had
week.
3 games in the last 10 days, and now they have Champions League game on Thursday or
Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
I think
So yeah, that adds
and
up
that
a lot.
Champions League game it's a must win for them if they are to get to
Yes,
the next
a lot of
round
pressure.
16, right?
And they have injuries,
And they have injuries.
and they
So-
don't have their keeper. That's a big blow.
Yeah, that's a very big blow.
Yeah.
Dubravka is not bad. I mean, it's not as if Nick Pope is a world class goalkeeper.
But
You
Nick
know,
Pope has helped him.
He has lived up to the
He has
expectation.
saved good.
He has
good
lived up to
goals,
the expectation
yeah.
since he joined.
Yeah. He's gotten better. He's not the best. But remember last season he did some blunders.
Yeah.
Got a red card and cost. But this season I think he's done for the season. He's not coming for
I don't think
4 or 5 months now.
So, but yeah, Newcastle, Tottenham. So Tottenham beating Newcastle was like Tottenham had to win because they need to snap the losing record. Of having
If
lost
they didn't win
3
today,
and
it
draw
would have
8.
been all lost or.
Yeah, so they had to snap it, and I'm
watched
glad
the
they
goals.
snapped it.
Son was really good.
I'm glad they snapped it because that was they needed that.
If they didn't snap, they would have been number 1, right? Still.
Yeah, I mean they were 10 games unbeaten.
Yeah, and they snapped against small teams like Wolves, and snapped
Yeah.
again, of course,
Villa beat them.
Villa,
Yeah.
and then West Ham.
Well, lost to West Ham.
I don't
I mean, that's why the Premier League is funny because this same West Ham that beats them has gone all the
And
way.
West Ham got better today.
They were battered by Fulham 5-0. And Fulham is on fire by those back-to-back 10 goals and conceding
That's crazy.
none.
Not none.
Yep, I think so. Yep,
Oh,
5.
that's
10
crazy.
goals.
That is crazy.
Oh my word! I don't know, but yeah, it's really helped them. At least you have to work on your goal difference too. But coming back to Spurs and Newcastle, Newcastle is playing Fulham. That will be interesting because Fulham is scoring goals.
And they're
Spurs are
playing
playing
Newcastle next week.
Yeah, Spurs are playing Nottingham, so we will see how that will go. I think Spurs they need to start winning their games again, at least to start dreaming of Champions League because of all the players they have. But I think their players are coming back gradually. Their midfield is getting solid again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. But yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been a long day. But
Yeah,
thanks for tuning
time
in.
to-
If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the like button to subscribe. And thank you very much. Enjoy the Champions League this week. It will be a very good one because there are a lot of deciders for
It's the last week, right?
Yeah, it's the
Manchester
last,
United is on the hook. Newcastle's on the hook. PSG is on the hook.
Yeah. So, well, enjoy it, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.